If you started teaching in China in 2023, you could expect to earn anywhere between £1,000 and £3,500 per month. You might be wondering, why would anyone take the lowered salary job? Why is there such a huge difference in the range of salaries? And are these salaries based on your experience? And the answer to that last question is no, not really. In coming up with this number, I've tried to gauge what is normal for most people in China. The upper end might be a little bit hard to achieve, but I haven't included salaries that are out of expectations for someone just arriving here. There are so many different teaching jobs in China. They all have their pros and cons. So I'm going to introduce the different teaching jobs in China and who I think would be suitable for those types of jobs. I'll introduce the salary as well as the other pros and cons of the types of jobs available. If I went into every little detail about every job, this video would be more than an hour long and it would be insanely boring. So I will be skipping a lot of details. But if you would like any more information, just let me know. I'd be happy to help. First up, 8,000 to 12,000 RMB a month. We're looking at about £1,000 a month, maybe a little bit more. At this side of the salary range, I'm really thinking about university jobs. No, you don't need to be a professor and you won't be teaching these students how to complete their bachelor's degrees in English literature. These are ESL jobs in universities where you will be teaching students English as part of their other degrees. Perhaps their degree requires an understanding of English, or maybe these students are planning to go abroad sometime during their studies. The salary is on the lower range of things. However, the other benefits of working in a university are pretty huge. You get buckets of holiday, buckets and buckets of holiday. You get so much holiday, so much. University students seem to spend half of the year on holiday. So you can expect a long winter holiday and a long summer holiday, as well as the other public national holidays. Not only that, your workload will be pretty light. University students are generally pretty chill to teach. You might find that maybe sometimes they're not too engaged, they might be playing on their phone a lot, but it is much better than being kicked or screamed at by kindergarten kids. Also, the amount of teaching hours is, I think, quite short. I've met some university teachers who teach 4 hours of classes 4 times a week, and then after that they're free to pretty much do as they please. As well as that, you're not getting too much pressure from managers, and as long as you're doing a pretty good job, you will be okay. So to summarize, university, low salary, low working hours, lots of holiday. That's about it. So which type of people do I think are suitable for teaching in a university? There are two characters that I think suit this job very well. They are Culture Catherine and Old Man Dan. Culture Catherine wants to come to China. She wants to experience everything. She wants friends. She wants the real China experience. She wants to travel during the weekends to remote cities of China. And Culture Catherine would like to spend her holidays in Asia exploring. She doesn't need a lot of money to follow her dream, but she does need some sort of income to keep her sustained. I think this job is perfect for a Culture Catherine because you can make a bunch of friends, both Chinese and international friends. Living on campus or nearby to campus, you'll be surrounded by lots of people who will also have a lot of time and come from a lot of backgrounds. You'll have plenty of time for adventuring in the weekends, and with being frugal or picking up some extra part-time jobs, you'll definitely be able to save enough money to go on some adventures. Now, Old Man Dan is sort of the opposite of a Culture Catherine. Old Man Dan might have a family, or he might have a business, or maybe he's studying an online degree somewhere. Old Man Dan's main concern is having a visa to live here legally, as well as having a light workload so he can focus on the other parts of his life that are more important. A university job is perfect for someone like this because it allows them to focus on other areas of their life while still having a visa and being able to live in China. I know plenty of university teachers who have a family or perhaps are studying another degree, a master's degree, and they find the light workload and the flexibility perfect for them. 18,000 to 25,000 RMB a month. That's looking at about £2,000 to 2,500, 2,600 pounds every month. I believe that most foreigners teaching in China can be expected to fall into this category. The jobs will mainly be some international schools or some international departments of public schools, with maybe a few kindergartens on the higher range of the salary. You're looking at any age from primary school to high school. And mostly you'll be teaching English as a second language, so ESL. But recently I've seen a lot more people teaching specific subjects such as maths or sports or geography or whatever. You will still get a lot of holidays in these jobs, but it might not be quite as much as the university teachers. You'll likely have a much higher workload. Probably you'll be teaching 20 to 25 hours every week. Along with your teaching hours, you will be expected to work office hours in most of these jobs, so you'll have a 9 to 5 job. This job might also have a little bit more pressure. You will probably be expected to attend some meetings, hand in some lesson prep, maybe prepare for some events, grade exams, make exams, and probably have your classes observed every now and then. You don't need to be put off by that. As long as you're doing a good job, you'll have enough time in your working week to complete all of your tasks. You won't be taking your job home with you. Who do I think this type of job is available? Well, honestly, I think this job is suitable for nearly every person that comes to China. I'm not going to do characters like Old Man Dan or Culture Catherine because you can pretty much fit anyone into one of these jobs. You get a high salary that will allow you to save. You get enough time for holiday and enough salary to allow you to go on holiday. And you'll have a great social life because you'll be working with other international teachers. Generally, I think these jobs are pretty good. You just need to be careful with the specifics, as there are many different international schools and there are many different subjects and there are many different ages to teach from. You need to go through the contracts carefully to make sure that you're getting a job that is suitable for you. Alright, 25,000 plus RMB a month. Now we're looking at £3,000 plus a month, the big money. So where can you find this salary? First, I need to warn you where not to find this salary. Traditionally, it has always been training centers that offer the highest salaries in China. But recently the government has introduced policies to cut down the number of training centers. Everything is a bit murky right now, and with that murkiness comes risk. If you're new to China, I would suggest staying away from training centers for the time being until the policies, the restrictions, and the murkiness become more clear. Otherwise, you might find that your school gets shut down halfway through and you're just going to have a horrible time, and your experience in China might be quite unpleasant. Now that we've rolled out where not to go, let's explore other opportunities. Firstly, there's kindergartens. Kindergartens can fall into the higher range of the previous jobs and the lower range of this section of jobs. You can probably find some kindergartens paying 24,000, 25,000, maybe right up to 28 or 29,000 RMB a month. Although with high salary comes some pretty serious drawbacks. Firstly, the workload is tough. You could be in some sort of homeroom kindergarten setup where you will need to stay with the class all day. That could be quite tiring, mentally draining. Or you could be teaching different classes all day, and again, that has its own problems. And that can have its own problems, particularly at the beginning when you are new to the kids and the kids are new to you. It can all be a bit chaotic and a little intense. Next, you'll likely have much shorter holidays. In my last kindergarten job, I think I only had 1 week holiday in summer and 1 week holiday in the winter, as well as the national public holiday. Working through most of the summer while your other friends are traveling to these exotic places can suck a lot. If you want to keep your long holidays but drag in a higher salary, there is one final option, and that would be to go to one of the more prestigious international schools. In the previous section, when I mentioned international schools, I was talking about international schools that can be found pretty much anywhere in China. There are a group of extremely well-renowned, high-regarded international schools that offer a very, very competitive salary. These schools will most likely be in Shanghai or Shenzhen or Guangzhou, the bigger top tier cities. They have great benefits for teachers and they have salaries that may well exceed 30,000 RMB a month, which is more than £3,000 a month. Although you will be living in a much more expensive city, so things start to balance out. And you will face much more competition trying to get this job. I have a friend working in Shanghai who works in one of these nice schools, and I think he sent 50 different applications to ensure that he finally got a job at a place that he liked. Once you get into one of these schools with the right motivation, you can climb the ladders very quickly and you can get better positions, better salaries that are beyond the scope of this video. So kindergartens and prestigious international schools, who do I think these jobs are suitable for? We have two characters. We have Hustling Harry and Teacher Tina. Let's go to Hustling Harry first. Hustling Harry loves the hustle. He just wants to grind away, earn as much money as possible, live frugally, and come back 5 years later with a big bank balance. For him, I'd recommend a kindy job. If he has the right attitude towards teaching younger children, it can be an extremely rewarding job, while also probably bringing in one of the higher salaries. After a few chaotic weeks at the beginning of the semester or the beginning of the year, the kindergarten job eases out and it can be quite easy to plan your classes, teach your classes. If he takes this kindergarten job, the Hustling Harry will, Harry or Henry? I forgot. The guy who likes to hustle some money will, the guy who likes to really grind will be really tired, so he won't be spending any money on the evenings, and he won't have time to travel, so he won't be spending all his money on flights and partying in Thailand. And if he wants to earn some extra pennies on the weekend, he could probably find some gigs here and there. So for him, for someone who just wants to grind money and who has a good attitude towards children and is quite calm and patient, I think kindergarten jobs are quite suitable for you. Now on the other side, we have Teacher Tina. Teacher Tina loves teaching. She knows she wants to be a teacher. She wants to run a department. She wants to run a school. She wants to open a school, or she just wants to teach more and more and more. She has a real teaching qualification in her home country, and she wants mentorship on how to be the best teacher possible. Teacher Tina needs to start applying to some of these really prestigious schools and getting her foot in the door. She'll make a good salary, and as she is motivated to learn, she'll have mentors and peers that will help her grow as a teacher. Teacher Tina may have a higher living cost than some people in the not so amazing international schools, but for her the balance will be worth it, and that's the route I recommend for her. Okay, well, thank you. If you got this far, thank you so much for watching. I'm really interested in what you think. If you came to China, what job would be good for you? Are you going to be a Teacher Tina or a old man dad? Is there something I missed? Is there something you'd like to know more about? Any of that, please just send me a comment or something, and I'd be really interested in hearing what you guys think.